What's up, everyone? Here we are with the next Super Nintendo game that we're going to be playing. If you know that sound, you already know what it is, but here we are with Secret of Mana. Pretty fun game here, and we haven't done much testing at all with this one, so if there's any surprises, I do apologize. For now, we're going to create our character. We're going to name him Big Dumb Cat. Gaming is a little bit of lag there, but hopefully that'll clear up. And the intro here, it's going to give us a little story. And I've always loved this game, always has great story. Replay value is through the roof. You can always find new stuff with this game. And there's a lot of secrets too as well in Secret of Mana, so you'll have to forgive me too. I'm still waking up a little bit this morning. This one is actually getting recorded the day that it's going live. With all this nasty weather we've had in the south, work's been a little bit more intense this week, so I've been a little bit more busier than usual. But yeah. Even Andy's joining in for this one. Or he may be ready to dip out. You ready for some Secret of Mana? Secret of Mana? No, he's ready to go. He's got chicken piccata on his plate. Alright, so here we are. And definitely be an elder who will be upset with us if he knew we were here. And apparently there's a ghost. And there's a shiny object. Wonder what that's going to be. Uh-oh. I think we're losing our balance. And before they could help us, we fell. Very unfortunate. Or is it unfortunate? It could be exactly what we need. Yeah, how are we going to get back up? So, this game you can move around freely. It is an RPG. There is a menu, which I can't show just yet, apparently. And there's a light that just blinded us from the side there, so we're going to go up and investigate that. Clearly see there's a sword over there, but more importantly, the village is to the right, and we have to find something to cut through. I think this sword will do perfect. What do you guys think? So something's telling us to remove the sword. Okay. So it's so bright we can't see. And there's the ghost. The sword asked us. Okay. Not creepy at all. Lots of bright lights. But now we have our hit points in the bottom. We have 50 of 50. The 1 in my player's portrait there signifies that I'm player 1, which this game does support up to 3 players, by the way. And now we have to find a way back. So I can access the menu, which is a ring system. You can see I have the rusty sword equipped because it has my icon on it. If you press up, it will take you to the equip armor, game options, and status menu, which you can see here. It tells you your character's strength, agility, stats basically, the mana power that you have, how much money you have, and your total experience and how much you need for the next level. There is an item menu as well, and we're going to swing our sword here. You'll notice that we have to charge up. That is very important in this game. But there is an item system, which you'll more than likely see as we clear some of these rabbites. And yes, that's their real name. So we want to keep our distance until we get our charge back up. They will grumble and bite us, or bark at us. Fun fact, rabbits do bite and bark, kind of grumble. My daughter has a huge lion's head rabbit, and I have been bit by it many a time. So this is a chest, and You can open chests by walking up to them and pressing the attack button. And in this chest was a candy, but later those chests can be booby trapped, so you got to watch out for that. Now, back at the weapon menu ring, that's ring 1. Ring 2 is going to be your item ring, and ring 3 is going to be your status and options ring. So we do want to clear a little bit here, and unfortunately we didn't swing in an arc there. We got bit, and that's okay. We're going to turn right and hit him this way, just to ensure we get him. And we're going to keep cutting our way through. This is just to introduce you to the combat in the game, which I haven't played this game in a few years, but... And as you can see there, it says Rabbi gets whacked. That is a critical hit. And we got bit again, which is okay. But I'm sure the muscle memory will come back, and we got another crit. Pretty cool. You can keep swinging on enemies as well. However, it won't do damage. It'll do like minimal damage, like this. And it'll stack up as well. Multiple hits while they're stunned. You need to learn the enemy animation so you can learn when you can attack them and stack damage up. But the damage cap is 999, so it becomes pointless to try and go past that. And we got a weapon skill, so if you hold your attack button down like this, you can charge up and then do a weapon skill attack. You have to swing and then hold it down, and your character will also move a little slower. And you do want to line that shot up just to make sure it connects. And just to be honest, it is pretty fun to play around and do an all melee damage kind of build in this game, which there really aren't builds either, but what I'm saying is you can really break the game with the magic that you get in the game, and we're not trying to do that. You can see that no damage hit there as well. I swung too soon. And let me finish up this one. And you'll notice that we reached level 2. And upon reaching level 2, we fully healed, and we have more hit points now. And we missed there again. We're not missing that time though. And he gets whacked. So the town is going to be right around the corner. I do believe we can buy some armor immediately, even though you don't really need it. This is an item shop, so we'll go in here. And let's see. I believe we can pick up this bandana if we need to. Do we have a bandana? We got the overalls. We don't have the bandana. I'm not gonna really worry about it. The first boss, if you do take a fatal hit, you'll get revived pretty much immediately. Elliot thought we were a goner. The Elder's scolding us for sure. So apparently we pulled the mana sword. And it's been protecting the village from disaster, and now monsters are attacking because we removed it. Now they're upset with us. One minute they're worried, one minute they're upset. They just need to make up their minds. Well. What's going on here? And you'll see a guy popped out of the, I guess that's the bar or the tavern there. And this is going to be your first boss fight. And he's going to tell us to watch how he moves. We're not going to do that. We're just going to run up and hit him. He's going to cast magic and leap on us. Magic's going to do big damage. We're going to attack him as we get up. Going to get an attack in there. I was trying to use the wall there, but unfortunately it didn't work. We're going to get him again when we stand up. We're We're gonna get knocked unconscious again, and it's okay if you take fatal damage here again. And magic again, so upon taking fatal damage in this first boss fight, the man that came out of the tavern is going to help us out, tell us to clear our mind, and he's going to remind you to wait until you have 100% attack power. You can do this without getting res, but it's pretty RNG dependent, or if you want to level up a little bit before you come in and fight the Mantis ant here. You really don't have to though. As you can see, he died right there. But it's pretty normal to die if you don't grind. I mean, and hope he just doesn't hit you with the gem missile over and over. So that's our first fight. After bosses, you'll get a weapon orb, which is what you use to actually improve your weapons and armor in this game. Elliot's upset. That's okay. Seems like a big titty baby anyway. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's pretty annoying. People hate on Tidus from Final Fantasy X a lot, but I think Elliot in Secret of Mana is way worse. If that guy had voice acting, it would just be through the roof. So he's giving us some lore here, and we figure out that we have to re-energize the sword, and only the person who pulled it can do that. And we learn we have to visit Sage Luka in the Water Palace. She's been protecting lands for over 200 years. We need to listen to her advice. We can do that. And his name is Jema, and he's going to be waiting for us at the Water Palace, which is cool. And the Elder wants to see us, so we're going to get more lore here. Apparently the village has just been getting bombarded by monsters. And they don't want to let us stay in the village. It's pretty mean, but I understand. It's going to give us what's in the treasure chest downstairs, so we can go down there and loot that. There's a lot of pots and boxes down here. Got 50 gold points. She just says, see you later. If you talk to the Elder again, you'll learn a little bit more. And that's a common theme here. They're always going to say, I know I've told you this before, but you, the player, this is your first time hearing it. Happens a lot in Super Nintendo games. We learned that we were pretty much left here. Mom brought us here, dropped us off. She had to disappear afterwards. And Big Dumb Cat Gaming is now on his way. But first, let's see if we can go pick up that bandana, as it will help just a little bit. Wow. Never knew he said that. That's pretty mean. So you do have to go into the menu and equip the items here. Thanks for the tip after you're so rude to us. And you can see we went from 0 to 2, so we know we gained 2 defense points from that armor, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. The inn is actually where you'll be saving in this game, so you don't have to rest to save. We don't have to do that. We're going to say no, since we're full health anyway, and he's going to offer to let us save our game, and we're going to do that on the first slot here. So that's done. I am muting my mic as I clear my throat because I'm still waking up, if I'm being honest. We have everything we need, so we're ready to go. And we're going to get banished. Wow. It's that serious. So, we're going to miss that shot. I'm going to write it off as to a morning drowsiness. You can read the signs, I believe, too, by walking up to them. And the Cannon Travel Center is here as well. And he's going to offer to send us to the Water Palace, I believe, but for gold. We really don't want to do that, and yes, you really do get into a cannon and fly via being shot out of a cannon in this game. It's definitely pretty cool. I used to grind on this rabbite a lot back in my younger days. And it was just out of a fear of the flowers, because I was like, oh no, they're going to get me. Which this one here stands out. You can hit it. You don't want to walk into it. It's kind of like a trap. And in order to go to the Water Palace, I believe we have to go up like this. And the mushrooms here are pretty dangerous. You don't want to be near them. They can release like a mist of spores, which will knock you unconscious, and then they will jump upside down on their head and roll into you over and over and kill you. So we're keeping our distance. And we're going to ease up on the screen here, making sure we get rid of these monsters. And you can find Neko, which we got level 3 there. But Neko is going to be all throughout the game. He's a traveler. Usually his wares are a little bit more expensive than regular shopkeepers, but he's also in places you're not going to find regular shopkeepers. And he's a cat. So you can say, what you got? Not really. Do me a favor and scat. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Let's do what you got then. Let's stay. And we're not really staying. See, he charges 30 gold compared to the 5 at the village. We just wanted to save our game just in case. But he does offer items, and most of it you won't need or have a purpose for at this moment in the game. I'm gonna get rid of that flower. Splat the rabbite. I think the flowers are called Lullabloods or something. Lullablood. Lola Blood, or Bud, that one. So if we talk to this guy, I believe this is Dyluck, and he says, we came from Pandora to fight Elliot, the witch in the haunted forest. So if you actually talk to a few of these guys here, that's Major Dyluck. The mission would be full of danger, but we'll do our best. We need a whip to get through the shortcut to the castle of Elliot, the witch. And I always like to skip that guy and talk to this one. I think they all say the same thing though. It's all set, let's go. And so they'll walk off the screen, and you heard that sound effect. We can actually go over here, and you'll notice we don't have our weapon in our hand here, so we can't attack. But you could step in the middle there, and you'll teleport to this area too. And this is what he was talking about. If you have the whip, you can actually whip across there. But there's nothing that we can really do there at the moment, so we're going to just come back and head on up to the Water Palace. Getting a lot of lore points in this first video. And there's Jema. He tells us, let's go. And there's your palace music. Usually this will be the music that plays once you clear a palace. And yes, palaces are dungeons. Pretty cool. You step on these switches and the stairs will pop. And now we're not controlling our character. He's controlling himself. He just runs up there. And we're looking for Luka. Jema tells us we're rude, and he acknowledges Luka there. She's apparently 200 years old. And let me put my cup down. They're not going to keep talking. So she thinks it's funny that we have the sword, and I did not mean to talk to her again. Talk to Jema. And my wife is leaving for work. I'll be following suit in a few hours here. So the water is how she learns about the state of the world. And Mana's power is growing weak. That's why I was able to grab the sword. And the monsters are trying to steal away the power of the sword. And we're going to have to go stop them. And the Mantis ant, we've got an orb. And we need to find a smith that can actually upgrade our weapons for us. That's going to be pretty important throughout the game. talk to her, we'll learn about the Empire. It's getting kind of Star Wars-y on us now. And it seeks to obtain the Mana Fortress, and it could destroy the world. So they're looking to rule the world with power. And now there's people snooping around. So you're getting a lot of foreshadowing of things to come. And we'll have to go to Pandora later as well, after we go to Gaia's Navel. And that's where some dwarves are, and they should be able to help us upgrade our sword. And naturally, as our sword levels up, we're going to level up too. Also, I just noticed our hit points are 69, so wow. Not really scared of either, but let's say the fortress. Sword's been around a long time. We're gonna say, why me? You can get stuck here mashing. If you're a button masher trying to skip through this, you need to make sure you're picking the right options. And we have to become a hero that is worthy. So if you say, who, me? She's gonna keep looping her voice or her lore. You need to hit okay. Just agree to it, because they're not gonna let you say it. This isn't a Dragon Quest. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you get to the last boss in Dragon Quest, the first one, the final boss offers you to join him, which causes you to game over. But later, we learn that's how, I think, Dragon Quest Monsters starts or something. Dragon Quest Builders or one of those. I'm not very accurate on those games. So the seed and the sword became one, and we have sealed the mana seed with the mana sword. And that means it's going to our sword, and we get stronger. 8 palaces are in the world, and we have to visit them all and receive the power from them all. And she's going to give us a spear that the Mana Guardians used long ago. There are certain mana weapons out there as well that we have to find. So we're learning that there's weapons, there's magic, there's upgrades. This game has a lot going on. And yes, we do want to save our game. And we need to go to Gaia's Navel. And to get there, we have to go through Pandora. Also, I think if we go to our status menu, you can see that blue orb, and it says our mana power is 1. That just lets you know that we've visited this palace, and we're good to go here. So now, the spear does 1 more damage. We're going to equip it. I always like to use the weapons and keep changing them throughout the game. It definitely adds more variety and more flavor to the playthrough. And yeah, there's the spear. You see it looks different. It's going to have a few different attack animations as well. It still swings in an arc, still stabs forward. It's just got a little bit better range. But I definitely think the spear is one of the better weapons in the game. I don't think anything beats the sword, though. Walked forward too soon, and these goblins jumped us there. I was trying to kill that flower. You can actually skip this if you go to Pandora first, I believe, and then come back. I don't believe the goblins will jump you. There's several ways you can alter the beginning of this game if you're not too careful. So they're telling us to stay still, don't move. We get to be the main dish. This is not looking good for us. I wonder how we're going to get out of this one. They're going to go dance and party. They think they're going to be eating good. They feel like they're cooking. But unfortunately, this girl here is going to spoil their plans. And she's like, what are you doing, you idiot? Like I have a choice, you know? Alright, she's telling me to be quiet. Throws us out of there, pretty cool. And let's get out of here. Alright. So I owe you my life. What are you doing here? She's searching for someone. She thought we were him. Case of mistaken identity, huh? She lost on that one. Now wait just a minute. It's Andy Griffith. The first thing that pops into my head there. I'm only joking. Look, I'm in a hurry. Better get back home later. And off she goes. We don't even know her name. Let's go ahead. There's the spores. Notice I'm always running away from those guys. Let's see what he drops. Surely it's not a booby trap this early in the game. 14 gold. And it's always fun to kill these enemies. You need weapon experience, which I will show you really quick as well. If you go to level, and you see beside the spear there, it says 0, but then there's a semicolon and 35. When 35 hits 100, you will gain 1 level on that weapon. So you see I have level 1 beside the rusty sword, and then it has 0. You can't level indefinitely. We have to forge the sword up to level 2, and then we have to grind kills to get the sword's weapon skill up to level 2. When you're grinding those skills, that's where the 0 is now, but that 0 is not going to move until you get the sword up to level 2. And then you still have to kill monsters even though it is level 2. Now the raw attack power of the weapon will go up regardless. And that's also how it works for your magic as well. You'll be able to see your characters who can use magic, and a little bit of a spoiler alert, your main character will never be able to use magic, but he's going to excel in the physical nature, like fighting and taking hits, physical hits. He's very good for that. We picked up another candy. And that thing there, it'll just throw you up top. It's like a little shortcut if you're heading back. We don't want to do that because we'll have to equip the sword to cut through the grass. And we're currently just using this spear. And I'm sure you heard that flower barking and coughing. And we're actually going to go back up here and kill this guy while avoiding those spores. We're getting pretty close to our first stopping point here, which is good for me. I have to grab a workout, and I also have to get ready to go to work. And it also, we've made some pretty good progress. So here we are. This is the next town, Pandora. If you talk to people like in all RPGs, well, never mind. He'll tell you it's Pandora. And we learn about Tasnica this early. Didn't know that. And he says not to talk to people in the town. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah, we'll take that. The medical herb, that's gonna allow you to cure statuses, and they're usually pretty cheap. You can only carry 4 of an item. So I bought 4 there. And you hear that noise? You can't carry anymore. So, nothing out of the sorts there. Don't forget to go in and equip your new armor. And there's 3 types of armor. Usually you have body armor, you have head armor, and then you have wrist or armlets as well. Wristbands, armlets. And it's going to give us 1 defensive point, which is huge for the early portion of the game. And I do want to pick up our next character before we stop. So this video is going to go just a little over 30 minutes as we are approaching that 30-minute timer now. So let's go this way. And this video will probably go live, but I'm going to edit it while I'm at work, add in the timestamps and the descriptions and the thumbnail and all that fun stuff. I usually do a lot of that between my work when I have downtime. So here, the girl is arguing with her dad. She's going to make her own decisions about her life. And you're a swordsman? You mean this mana sword? That's great. I need your help. I helped you, didn't I? Now it's your turn. So we're getting strong-armed into going to help her save Dyluck. And we tell her, but I've got to go to the underground palace, and she says later. So this is another part of the game where you could pick to go one of two ways, and I'll elaborate on that in just a second. But first we have to name her. So my wife's name is Michelle, and I'm basically just saying she's going to be my wife. Let's see if we can fit that, though. Is it going to fit? Well, that'll have to do. It'll just be misspelled. All right, Mitchell. So, a lot of people, they just go straight to Gaia's Navel. If I'm not mistaken, if you're brave enough to go into the Witch's Forest first, you can keep the girl through Gaia's Navel. Something that I never knew. I always went straight to Gaia's Navel because my dad he would go straight to Gaia's Navel, and if you go there before going to the Haunted Forest, which you can't do anything in anyway, if you go there before, she'll leave the party and be like, screw you, I'm going to the Witch's Forest, which you'll have to save her later. But if you go to the Witch's Forest first and then come back to Gaia's Navel, she'll go through the cave with you, I believe. Don't hold me to it, but I believe that's how that works. So if you press this button, which is going to be the Y button, you'll get your menu. If you press this button, you'll notice it has a pink square around the item. Now we're on the girls menu. That's a tricky part of the game. So blue square is the main character, pink square is the girls menu, and we do want to take her off the knuckles because they're close range at the start, and we're going to put her on the sword. Just to give her a little more range. Once we hit weapon skill level 1 with the spear, we're going to trade off. But more importantly, we're still on her menu, and we're going to go to her actions. Now, I want her to be more attack oriented, but I also want her to kind of keep away at the start. I don't want her to die. So now that I've set that up, I'm ready just to go back. And in case we have to swap between characters, I'm going to do the same for my character. And that number, let me show that. So once you click it, it says keep gauge to which level, push attack button to set. So if that character has a level 4 weapon and they have weapon skill level 4, it would populate 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you could set her or his attack to be level 4. Now you can rotate your characters by hitting the select button. As you can see, now I'm the girl, I'm Michelle or Mitchell, whichever one we're going with at this point. And you could go back to the boy. Let's say the boy gets knocked unconscious and you're sitting there like, I wish I could play the game. Mad. You could just hit select and you can resume as the girl and take over until the boy is up. Also, if the boy is unconscious, you could press her menu button and you could have her cast magic once she gets it. You don't have to sit there and be idle, basically. So really quick, I'm going to go to the item shop and I'm going to save the game. Probably be about a 35-minute video here. That's totally okay. I don't think there's any limits or anything like that. And the reason why is I would just like to double check her equipment, which I should do here anyway. I know she's probably going to have the Kung Fu suit, but she doesn't have anything else. And armor is really going to help her in the start. She's not as weak as other characters like in Earthbound. If you've ever played that and the first time you pick up Paula, she's pretty weak. She's not that weak, but she can die if you're not careful. So we want to buy a bracelet for her. And can we afford a ribbon to give her some head protection? Perfect. And we're going to go ahead and equip that on her. So that's going to be 3 defense, which is huge because her physical stats are way lower than ours, which you could tell here, by the way. Her constitution and her defense, so 11 and 19 versus 14 and 20. It's not too much different, but it will be way lower by the end of the game. And this is where we're going to end the video here. We're going to hit the save button. Now, We don't want to rest. We just want to save. We don't have really any point to rest. And that's it. So on the next episode of Secret of Mana, we're going to progress the plot. I'm going to look into that, go into the Witch's Castle first, and we're probably going to get dominated in there just because the enemies are like way higher level. It's really intimidating the first time you go in there. But more importantly, we're going to progress through Gaia's Navel and get our weapon upgraded. So you'll be able to see what all of that is about. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys as always, watching my videos. It means the world. Just don't forget to hit like and subscribe. There's a lot of people watching right now that are not part of the channel. Go ahead and subscribe so you get updates. Videos are going up every day. This week I did learn how to record shorts, so shorts are going to be going up every day as well. It's really not a lot to it, but I am still perfecting it. It looks different when I upload those onto the YouTube channel. Let me clear my throat here. The shorts look proper when I'm on my YouTube channel after I edit them, but when I go back on my phone, there's little screen clipping, so I'm trying to find the sweet spot in doing that. But we're going to have videos going up 7 days a week. We're going to have shorts going up 7 days a week. And I'm hoping to do kind of a video just explaining more about myself and the goal here as well. So whenever I get time for that, we'll do that too. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in part 2 of Secret of Mana, which should come out Friday. Have a good one.